Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our CTC Live for today. How can the library help you? This is a really important presentation for me personally because I have always loved the library. I really enjoy the librarians we have. We end up working a lot together, and they have helped me a lot throughout the years. So take advantage of this. This is exactly what you need to be talking the individuals that need to be talking to if you need help, especially when you're doing those reports that nobody ever wants to do, but they make you do them, and you want a special formatting, they can help guide you through all of that. So I want to introduce here, we have Ash Garcia and Jordan Davidson. They are our two librarians here today, and they're going to tell you all about how the library can help you be successful here at CTC.
All right.
Take it away, Jordan.
Okay. Hello, everyone. And as Maricela just said, my name is Jordan. So I guess the first thing is how to find us. And there's a few ways to find us. You can see the picture behind me. This is Hobby Memorial Library, the actual building, and it's on a map number 240. Sometimes it's under, when you're looking through the websites, library services. Sometimes it can be referred to that as well. But it is Hobby Memorial Library. And then we also have our website, which is on the CTC page under academics. If you go there, you'll see a library tab that you can press and then go to all of our resources. So that's a few ways of finding us. We love when you are on campus and you actually walk in and chat with us, and we get to know you and kind of converse with you that way and help you with the resources that you need one-on-one or in person rather than online. But we have both options. We're there for you both ways. And you can contact us through, and I'll post it up. We have our email, which our main email, there's a few, but what is it? Reference request at ctcd.edu. And then we have our phone number, and I'm still kind of learning that, but it's 254-526-1621. And we'll post that up in this chat right here for anyone that wants to access it. But it is on our website as well, our interface page. And then we also have a live chat that goes on during our open hours. And our open hours are pretty much what CTC hours are. However, we do have extended hours throughout the week, and we are open on Sunday for people that need space to study or a librarian to ask for help with resources or paper help or whatever it might be. And our hours are also posted on the library page. We also have an active Instagram and Facebook page that we post the same information and anything that's going on in the library that's updated regularly as well. So I'll link that as well once we get going. Oh, okay, and I just see Ash has put also our toll-free stuff for in-state, out-of-state.
Trying to be a good helper.
Yeah, and those numbers I'm not actually fully aware of how they operate, because if you're in state, wouldn't we just use the 254?
Yeah, it's for some that, like, if you happen to be out of state or in a different different cities and things like that, just in case you need it.
Okay. So. And then the main one there, Ash put up the 254-526-1621. Those are ways to contact us. Of course, on our main page, we have the chat as well. And I don't know, Maricela, if I should be sharing this, if I should pop up the visual, then I'm going to share.
You share whatever you think is important.
Yeah, I am going to pop that up so for our visual learners, they can actually see what's going on here. Just give me a second to open the library page and come back to you. Okay, so where's my Teams? There it is. All right, so I'm just going to reiterate really quickly what I was saying. Here's our Central Texas College website. If you go under academics and you will see library, click on more resources, that takes you to our page. And on our page, we have, if you scroll down to the bottom, our contact stuff, our library hours, our live chat. This live chat you will not see this. It's not accessible when we are not open. So when we're open, you can live chat us. If we're not open, this is where you would need to email us. And when you want to email us, unfortunately, we don't have an email right here on the page, but you can go to Contact Us, and we have our email address, our main kind of user email address right here in the Contact Us. And that might be something, Ash, that we think about for the interface, the main interface, also having the email.
You can also go to Ask a Librarian, right under Services for Students.
Oh yeah, right up here. I passed that. So as soon as
okay.
as soon as you go up, Ask a Librarian, and then there's a little form to fill out, and that goes to us as well. And someone will get back to you on our off hours. Someone's always on call, so we can get back to you with whatever information you might be requesting.
Yeah, even on holidays. So even at Christmas, for example, one of us was checking, not constantly, but we do check throughout the day. So even then.
You don't get this anywhere else on campus, guys. I just want you to know the librarians are the only ones actively still checking to see if there's something they can do to help you. This is a special service for them.
And I will say, I have gotten emails on Christmas. So that does happen sometimes. So.
Yeah, during the holidays, we wake up thinking about logging into work. So that's for everybody. So use our services because we're there waiting for you. All right, so those are some of the things that, some of the ways that you can contact us. There is a text chat as well, but it goes down as soon as the live chat is off. But anyway, that's the contact. And then we posted the number there, but Ash, where is? Okay, the number's here on Contact Us. It's just not on the page where you said. Sorry, I'm kind of talking out loud as I'm learning the Ask the Librarian. So there's going to be a few parts here where I'm learning with y'all. Yeah, there's no numbers there. Okay, so also at the bottom, you can see our Facebook page, so you can follow us on Facebook. I encourage you to follow us on Facebook because then you can get the up-to-date information such as library hours, what we're doing, if we have any events going on, that kind of thing. And then we also have our Instagram page. And maybe, Ash, you can get that connected up here as well, linked up here on the main pages too?
Yeah, we need to, or it had been, but we'll need to check on that one.
Okay, perfect.
Instagram.
All right, and now the things that we do for you. First and foremost, is the space that we have in the library. So we have lots of study spaces for you to come either studying alone, or if you want to study with groups, you have a class where you have a group project. This is a great place to come by, and you can actually reserve a study space. Under library resources, you can go in there, and then I guess this is just showing you the stuff. And mind me as I walk through this. Study spaces. So if you want to rent a space, request. Ash, how come I'm
you can
not
go
seeing
to
it?
under library resources. Go to room reservations.
Oh, sorry, it was right underneath room reservations.
That's okay.
Okay, so study spaces. Okay, so study spaces shows you the actual space. The room reservation is actually where you can request a room and reserve a room. So right on the right side here, my right, you can see study rooms that you can reserve, or there are classrooms usually. That's our faculty that's requesting those. But anyway, there's the study rooms that you can request, whether it's for yourself or for a group that you might be meeting with for a project. Some of the great things that you could use is you can connect, especially if you're with a group, we have screens up where you can connect your computers so that you guys can work on the same screen. We do have laptops if you need to rent a laptop or borrow. I need to change my vocabulary here. Borrow a laptop, whether it's within the space at the library, or you can also take it home with you for a week at a time, I believe. So those are some of the resources we have in-house. I like to sell the Kick scanner that we have. If there's a textbook your teacher has that's not digital and you're not interested in purchasing it, maybe they have it on e-reserves. So you can check our e-reserves under services for students. And I'm going to click that one. Hopefully so that one's not live. We'll see course reserves. This is where you can check to see if your instructor has put a course reserve into our library. And if they have, you can come and look at it in-house, use it, study with it while you're in the library, but you can also use the Kick scanner if you want to get some chapters out of it into a PDF format that can be sent to you. So that's a great service, especially when you're using textbooks or certain materials that you're having to purchase and you only need a chapter or two out of them.
And I would say that, well, especially for the course reserves, we try to get new books every semester. We don't have e-reserves or course reserves or the textbooks for every single class, but we try to get the most popular ones. And so we change them out and buy the newer ones when we can. So Brandy, our cataloger, is the one that goes and picks that out for us. And if there's one that you have that you have a request, we do have the book request form. It is, where is it?
No, I just used it the other day.
Yeah,
recommend to purchase. So right under library resources, recommend to purchase.
Right. So and things like that. We'll do our best we can. Based on our budget. So.
Yeah, and then of course, like Ash just said, the textbooks. I guess a lot of the nursing textbooks is what we do seem to have. The health sciences, they seem to be heavy hitters in the library for checking out while you're in the library as a reference guide and whatever you might use it for. So that's some of our resources there, the Kick scanner. And then of course we have a multitude of computers that you can just come and sit and use. We have our computer lab. And it's always got someone there, whether it's Alyssa, throughout the day to also help you with things. Printing, if you need to print things out. I believe we usually let you have one free print, one page, but after that, what is it, Ash? Is it 25 cents or 50 cents for printing?
It's 25 cents. And if it's like this, like your schedule, for example, you can print that out for free. But everything else, we do have the 25-cent page.
Yeah.
Or fee for it, so.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing that we have is that I'll talk about is our research paper review. So the research paper review under services for students, if you click on this, you can submit your paper to us. It's a little bit different of an email. It's send to teaching.learning@ctcd.edu. Send your paper in a Word document so that we can go over it, edit it, make comments, this sort of thing, and then we'll send it back to you with the revisions. We do ask that it's a final draft, not an outline. We're kind of looking just before you're about to submit your paper. That's where we come in and we're helping you sort of finalize the final touches. And often what we see is we're correcting some grammatical structure. The format, especially we're following style guides. So let's say MLA seems to be a big one, especially with your English classes. Just making sure that you're putting your titles correctly, you're citing your work, and that's a comment we often make, is the sources that you use on your works cited page, we're seeing within the draft of your essay or paper as well. So those are the types of things that we go over, and this can all be done virtually. You're just submitting it through the email, and then we get back to you with the copies and comments in an email back to you as well. However, if you want, you can ask to come in, or you could just walk in. There's always a librarian here that's probably available to help you if you want to sit at a table and talking through your draft. And sometimes that helps, that sort of talking through rather than just seeing those comments. But the idea of getting your paper back from us with all the comments is that we're asking you to go through them and make those corrections. So we're not actually making the corrections for you or rewriting your paper in any kind of fashion. We are just making the comments of where things need to be tweaked, and especially in those following the citation guides, the style guides. So MLA or AP are the big ones here. We make specific comments and then direct you to those style guides. And these are important things that you want to get to know really intimately, because you're going to need them throughout your academic career. And if you can learn the APA style guides and sort of the requirements for each of them, once you kind of learn the patterns, then you get that out of the way and you're not kind of stuck with the confusion of all of that, and you can move on to the actual content of your paper rather than just the formatting of your paper. So anyway, that's where we can come in to help, and we often get really busy with that throughout the semester. So here is where you actually send that in. Ash, do you have anything to add to that?
Not much, other than, like, we are there to give you suggestions and to help you out. Like I said, we don't grade the paper. So, and there's some things that will tell you that it may be a better question reserved for your instructor or professor that you'll need to ask for some of these things. And again, we also, just like the email, we check these every day. Whether it is a regular normal day or it's a holiday, we'll still check them. Again, that gives a little bit of time. We need 24 hours, but and I think, Jordan, you had mentioned this yesterday. If your paper is due tomorrow and you're just sending it now, you may get it in time, you may not. So just like anything else, plan ahead, give us time, just like you need time. And like I said, we try to do our best to give you suggestions, but the actual grade is going to come from your instructor. So.
Yeah, but this is a really great resource, especially if you're new to college and you're still trying to figure out how to put together a paper. I know I used my library a lot when I first started going to a community college and doing my college career. And this is where I really learned the fundamentals, and it helped me to be successful for the rest of my career. And I went on to do a few more degrees after that. So, and I always owe it to using these resources that were offered to me when I was going to school at the library, and then of course around the college. But all these types of resources are where you actually learn these things. It's not a mystery. It's not shrouded in, mystique how we write a paper. It's just we all need to learn it, and we learn it through using these different types of resources, tapping into all of the resources at your college. Okay, so that's our under services for students research paper review. So I know that might not be very intuitive, but that's, if you jot it down right now while you're listening, that's where you go to turn in your paper if you want it reviewed. And like Ash said, it's a very quick turnaround. We say 24 hours, but I've seen most papers get turned around pretty quickly. And actually, last semester, I believe one of our librarians, Margaret, on Sunday night had 21 papers, and she stayed up until 4 a.m. and she got them all done. So that is how miraculous this library is. Service.
It is, but don't do that to our librarians. They're very nice people, and they really want to help you, but you should not be doing it. They should not be working until 4 o'clock in the morning, and your paperwork shouldn't be done by 4 o'clock. I'm just saying. We love them. We want to keep them sane.
That's what we told Margaret.
And thankfully, Margaret's a night owl.
She does happen to be a night owl, so I guess it worked out okay.
Some of us fall asleep by 9:30.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else would have looked, that would have got done. But anyway, the idea is that we are checking and looking, and we know that around the end of the semester, there's a lot of assignments that are due, so we're prepared and ready, sitting at the front lines, waiting.
And give us 24 hours. We try to get it usually within 2 hours, or within that time frame. And it depends on the paper too. I've had some that like, oh, it's great. I'm kind of not sure what I need to do here. You're done really well. And then someone's like, I don't know if I have enough time in the day to do all this paper. But it just depends. And you know what? The thing is, even if it's like that, even if it's a paper that we need to work on to help you, that's fine, because that's what you need. So that's okay. Like Jordan and I got a lot of help in my library when I started at San Antonio College. Um, and I got a lot of help from librarians, and I knew what to do from high school, but I definitely needed some extra help, and I got it, and so we've all been there.
Yeah. So the multimedia lab, I'll just go over some of the resources there. You do need a picture ID to utilize the computers there and the resources there, but they do have laptops and iPads available for a 3-hour in-house checkout. There is checkouts also for the week. There are vision impaired software that's installed in the computer. So if you need magnification, that's a really good resource to use. We have a few of those things. So I know nowadays when we have digital resources, we can always magnify it. But if you're still using, professor has a textbook or some kind of book that you were not able to get digitally, but you need magnification on it, come to the library because we have the technology to enlarge the print. There's also free Wi-Fi throughout the library. And then, of course, Ash said the printing is 25 cents per page, but schedules, things like that, we don't charge for. And then the Kick Scanner, which I think is great if you have a textbook that you want to just put digitally and read. And the CAC readers, I don't know, I'm not sure about those ones, but that's our multimedia lab. Okay, so our research study guides. These are our LibGuides, and they are subject LibGuides. So if you're looking for resources because you have a paper or you're studying something, you can go to our LibGuides and look up your specific subject. It's alphabetical. I think one of our best ones right now would be, Ash, would it be the citation guides, the MLA style citation guide? That might be very...
Those get used a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so if
Margaret and I have worked on that one to have things on there, for example, like if you need to find a certain citation, we have a whole list of how to do citations, for example, and what it needs to look like with a sample paper, and things like that. It would right under the MLA sample paper. It's the tab, the one, yeah. And see
Yeah,
on
this
the
is... Oh,
on
it's
the
downloads.
what side would that be? See where the colorful squares are, where it says MLA Quick Style Guide? In that area, there's one that says MLA citations, and it shows all the different type of MLA citations for different things, for example. So print books and like government sites, for example, like Project Gutenberg, TED Talk, how to do a YouTube citation, things like that. And then especially, for example, lately we've had, especially for government, you're going to have to sometimes cite court cases and laws and things like that. So it'll give you an example and show you how to do that for some of these. We try to provide, when we start talking about the databases, a lot of the citations are there, thankfully, for you, but there are some times when, uh, you know, you're going to have to make them yourself, and we'll provide you with template and idea of how to do it. So yeah, so that's one of the ones. But and Jordan was mentioning this earlier. Any class we could make a LibGuide for, and what we do is we look for the different resources that we think would be appropriate, the appropriate library resources that be appropriate for it. But then we even go out and scour, like for example, something that might be worthwhile on the internet, different not free resources, but the resources that are open source and things like that, and create basically a one-stop shop for you to get all the things you need for that particular class, for all the resources you need. What would you say more about that, Jordan?
Yeah, the LibGuides are just a kind of an information station where it's organized. The interface is very user-friendly, so you can find, even if you're looking right now at the MLA style one that I'm showing, you can see it's an introduction of basic. There's these tabs at the top where you can get the basics of the MLA, then the formatting, in-text citation examples, and then the paper, which I'm going to speak a little more about after this, and then other specific examples. So it's very easy to find information. A lot of LibGuides, and I'm going to go back to the LibGuides, I'm trying to think, teaching, I think that's the one I was looking at. Some of these are still being built, so that's why I don't want to go into one that's in the middle of being built right now. Where's the teaching one? Teaching. This one's pretty thorough. Brandy did this one. So you have the introduction. It also shows access to the library, but it's giving you information on the subject of teaching if you're in education. Then it has books and ebooks. So kind of the most current or the foundational books or resources that this discipline uses will be under this tab. Same with journals and databases. There will be links that take you to the journals and the specific journals and databases for this discipline. Same with films and videos. There will be pertinent films and videos that are posted up on this topic, useful links, researching tips within the parameters of this discipline, and then the MLA citation and citation help. So then they're specifically using the style guide that this discipline uses. So that's kind of how the LibGuides works in terms of organizing the information for you so that you can use it and access all the different types of resources that you might be looking for this particular discipline. And actually, when we were talking about citation guides, I know I'm kind of jumping here. One of the things that I think is important with that MLA citation that Ash and Margaret built was they have an example of a paper that they've done for MLA, and I believe there's an APA one too. Download that paper, or where did it go? Download this.
Margaret created especially the sample ones, and she did it from, I think, her own reports that she did one time, and so she's shows exactly what needs to be done. So it's really, really helpful.
Yeah, so you can click on the MLA sample paper and then download it, and I have it up here right now. Using that as a template when you go through your paper. So if you're looking at kind of stylizing and formatting your paper, use this example because it is exactly what you need to be doing for your own. And what I mean by using it as a template is even highlighting what is the font that's being used. And you can read this in a MLA guide, but if you're a more visual person, you can also just go through the paper to see how your paper looks compared to the standard that you're supposed to follow. So this is a really good example to have on your computer when you're putting your paper together.
Oh, and I would add, like when stuff like that, it's formatted. And once you have it formatted, and I'm just sharing what I did as a student, once you have it formatted, leave it blank, save it blank. And like when you need to go back and start another paper, you already have it formatted. You just started entering the information. And so that saves you time. And I mean, yeah, after a while you learn how to do it real quick, but it saves you time. Do a lot of things like that where you can, you have more time to do everything else and less time to, mess around. So.
Yes, it saves you time on there, so then you can go down some kind of rabbit hole in your research and spend some time there enjoying learning rather than stressing about formatting. Formatting is very basic, but you do need to look at you do need to read the MLAs, you do need to, or the style guides, and you do need to look at the examples. And then once you get it, it's kind of just like second nature. Another resource we have that I think is awesome, and our librarians spend a lot of time curating, is the Eagle Career Closet. This is in our LibGuides, but it's also on our webpage as well. Is it on our webpage, Ash?
I thought it was. It's part of it's the career closet. I thought it was on there.
Okay, it's not directly on it, but let me just stick to the LibGuides because it is in the LibGuides here. So the career closet is donated clothing that are specifically career-oriented clothes that you can come and borrow if you have a job interview or you have to dress for success. Sometimes professors want to kind of show you, have days where they promote dressing for success. And that just means dressing like you would if you're in a professional office or a professional environment. And if you don't have any of these clothes, you can come to the library and come visit our Eagle Career Closet, and then borrow something. We have everything from tops, shoes, belts, ties, the whole shebang to get you out looking professional for whatever it might be, i.e. an interview or some kind of dress for success activity that you have. So this is a resource that is available in the library, and the clothes are curated specifically for professional wear. And it looks like you can go in here and sort of see some of the things that have been put in. And I haven't actually perused this much, but you can actually go online and see, because everything is cataloged, so that you can. And there is a change room upstairs next to the career closet to try on the things and choose what you like and feel comfortable in. And it ranges in all sizes as well for both females and males. So that's a good resource too. And let's flip back. So now LibGuides, I'm going to go back up here. I'm just going to show you, we've done Ask a Librarian. I'm going to just click on the catalog. The catalog is for in-house books. If you're interested in reading something, or you've got research and you need a print copy of something, or this is where you're just going to start kind of your preliminary research for a topic that you're interested in. The books here are either in the library, they could be digital, or they could not exist in our collection, but because we're part of TextShare, you can do an request an interlibrary loan, and we can get that book. So sometimes there's copies of something that you need, you're looking for, we don't have, but we can get. So you can look on this catalog and you'll see it somewhere else, and then you can do the TextShare, the interlibrary loan through us when you come in to the library, or call us to access that. So that's the library catalog, and that's how we find books in our library, or else beyond. And then the heavy hitter is this databases button here, and we're going to go into it. You're going to see a list of subjects. There's also an A to Z listing of databases. So what I've noticed, just using this myself, is a lot of the main databases are under the A to Z, but let's say you're studying health sciences, you could also just click on that and you'll probably find the specific databases that you need for this discipline or this subject area. A few of our, seeing as I'm in health sciences, a few of our great resources for health sciences are well, you've got the Anatomy of the Human Body, which is like the Gray's Anatomy, which just is the textbook, and it links to the different information that you might need while you're studying. This is a great study tool. But we also have the Visible Body web suite, and you do need to register into it. Everybody can access it. I'm going really quickly here, but when you go into your, let me go into interactive science here. I think I'm going to be logged in. Anyway, when you log in, you can, it's a simple, your CTC student number, and then your first and last initials with your birth date. And I believe, Ash, if someone doesn't have access, they can usually call the library and we can give them temporary access to use the databases?
We can give them a temporary password, yeah, and temporary username. But for the most part, everyone you should have access. The only caveat to that is like sometimes we get people that they try to have access, but it's because technically they haven't started class yet, or technically because their classes have already ended. And in that case, it has like certain due dates and expiration dates. And if it shows that you've already finished with a class, and say, for example, you've had an extension, well, unfortunately, the extension, it doesn't show that in the way that the computers are set up or the system's set up. Although, again, we can get you a temporary one for that. And otherwise, like I said, it's not Blackboard the way you log in. It's its own login, so it is different. It shows there, and Jordan showed mentioned how to log in, but some people try to log in and like it's a Blackboard, and it's not. So sometimes we have problems like that, and it's like it's not working. It's like, well, because you're not putting the right information. But that's
Yeah.
usually the extent of that. So
Yeah, and I'm trying to go back to the login page, but I'm already signed in. So if you have any
yeah.
issues, here's the phone number to call or reference request for logging in. But it is a very basic login access. It's just that you need to follow the instructions
Hmm.
clearly because you
Hmm.
could miss a digit or something. All right, so I did want to show a couple just to give you kind of a taste for some of our resources, especially for the health sciences people. The Visible Body Suite, which you can find under A to Z listings. You can also find under, let me just shrink that. You can also find under Health Sciences, and you can also find under Science. So if you're not sure where these things are, they're kind of parked under all of the possible subject-related titles. So I'm just going to go back to A to Z listings. I actually have it open. So you do have to register for it, but because you're a CTC student, you'll be able to register and then get in. The reason why I want to highlight this for our health science students is because this is a great tool for studying and learning anatomy. It's a visual tool. You can kind of dissect things digitally, and I think that's a great way to learn. And I've just used it a bit, but let's just sort of take a little quick visit in here so you can see how it operates and how it works. So these databases are great because they are accessible at your home, so you can get a lot of resources without even coming on campus through the databases. So let's look at cell functions. If I go in, you can see how you can move the whole body around. And then it's got, I'm just going to move this. It's got tools. So once you start going into bones and cell support, you can kind of click around, move it around, and then it will start giving you content as well. And I'm just trying to see here why I'm not getting my content right now. Cell types, tools. So there's different ways that we can use this, but it's a great study resource. And then you can see there's little paragraphs and write-ups on each of the parts. As you click on things, you'll see. So if I click on, I'm trying to see here, and I'm not getting everything right now, but this is a great resource, the Visible Body Suite. We also have the Interactive Science by Gail, and it should be under I, but I missed it. Interactive Science right here. This is another database where you can study for biology, but it also covers the other sciences like chemistry, earth science. We do have human anatomy, and then you can also get 3D printable models. So you can go into the biology, look at an animal cell, and deconstruct the cells. So you'll have a little write-up on the side, and then it will also have connected content as well. And then you can kind of go through and read all about it. But it's a great visual, and if you need, you can pull things apart just to sort of dissect it more, to sort of understand the breakdown of each of these parts. So anyway, great study tool for health sciences, science, any kind of subject in the science area. Another good resource that you do have to sign into is, what's our Study Express, Ash? The study suite for if you're taking TSIA.
Oh, the Learning
You're doing the
Express,
NCLEX exam. Sorry.
the Learning Express
Learning
library.
Express
Yeah.
library. Yeah, this is an awesome resource if you have a big, here it is, Learning Express library. And just like it says right here, you can practice tests like ASVAB, GED, TSIA, the NCLEX exam for our nurses. They've got all of that. So you do have to register, but once you're signed in and registered, you can practice all these tests. They've got resume help, all sorts of things, computer skills. There's just like a plethora of resources here, study resources. So basically they're like, when we think about the GED exam, it's the practice exams. So this is all free resources, because a lot of people, they'll go online and pay for the books on Amazon, and those textbooks or those study guide books can be very expensive, but you can get the same resources here for free from this database, Learning Express, by signing in through your Central Texas College library. Okay, so those are some of the heavy hitter databases that I think are going to be very useful. And then of course, one of the databases that I always guide our English students when they start doing their papers is the Gale Interactive. Where is it? I think it's right on top here. Oh, I'm not an A to Z. Academic One file. This is a heavy hitter for kind of covering all the topics. And you can go in and once you're signed in, look up your subject. There's the basic search, and I don't know how much of the nitty gritty we want to get into, Ash, but we're kind of down to the last bit. But anyway, these are resources that you can access if you would like more help on how to do advanced searches to sort of hone in on specific topics. Come into the library or ask us, because that's something that we love to help you on. But definitely utilize these resources while you're going to school. The reason why...
I say for some of these too, we do have like video tutorials if you want to watch them. So if you want to, you can do that as well, and it'll show you how to do that. And most of these
video tutorial guides
resources, yeah, almost all the resources we have will have tutorials of their own that you can go in there and get hints of what you need to look for and how to do as well. Each one has where you can log in and create your own account, and therefore it'll remember your searches. What else, Jordan?
Well, I kind of feel like once you start doing your research, if you're taking an English class, you might end up coming through us, through their seminars. Your professors book a seminar, and so we thoroughly go through the databases.
That's right.
And so you'll get a good kind of idea for them. One of the things I do want to highlight about using databases, because you might be sitting here saying, well, I can just use Google. Why do I need to use a database? And the thing that I always try to hone in on and kind of emphasize is that you need to use credible resources. And when you go into the databases and we show you how to kind of use limiters so that you're using credible resources, and they're usually experts writing in the field. So those are the things that we're trying to get you accustomed to, is that we don't just want to see research that's taken from the internet. And this is where databases become kind of a safe place to find resources, find those limiters, and then you're using credible resources that your professors are going to appreciate, because it's something that's been verified, and other experts in the field have said, this is good research. I support what this person's saying. So that's why you want to use these databases. And of course, Ash was saying there's video tutorials. So under services for students, you can see those video tutorials. You can come in and we can walk you through using the databases. It's not necessarily just sort of a natural instinct to be able to walk through and find things. So sometimes you do need to learn the patterns of how to pick up and find certain things in your research. And so that's something that we can help you with in the library.
I would say, and the same thing as far as like helping yourself, like especially if you're not used to doing citations, the databases have citations already attached to the different articles that you find, or even say, for example, like films on demand. On the films that you use, they already have it formatted for you. And so that can give you a bit of, in this case, training wheels of being able to already get it and not having to go and create one completely. Now, obviously, and I always say this, we want you to be able to do that. We want you to be able to take any source and make a citation from it. But in this case, they're already there for you, so you can take advantage of that and not have to spend a lot of more time than you need as far as that goes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I was just showing as Ash was talking through that, I was walking you visually through going into an article and then having the option to just click on the citation. And then you can copy that to a works cited page. You can send it to your OneDrive or your Google Drive if you're building citation pages while you're doing your research, so that you know where to go back when you're connecting the dots and writing in your paper, writing in your research paper. Of course, there is a caveat to this. You do still want to look at your style guide format, whether it's MLA or APA, to make sure that the citation from the Gale database is correct, because sometimes there can be something off, or it just doesn't copy over, the font changes or something like that. So you need to just make sure that you're doing the right size, the right font, the italices are correct in the right place. Sometimes little tweaks have to be made, but you've got the basic format here when you copy and paste. And the last thing I have two more things. About the library, under the About the Library, you can meet the staff, but coming on in to meet us is probably the better approach, because we love to meet everyone. This semester, we have Byways, our Journal of Arts and Letters. It's our college student journal. And we are asking for submissions by March 23rd. So that's the deadline if you would like to be published in our college journal. And this is a great way to start if you're interested in getting published. Having a resume or a CV that has publications, this is the start to doing that and kind of making those things happen. So our Journal of Arts and Letters accepts a huge array of artistic and creative pieces, whether it's poetry, writing, stories, short story, art from painting to 3D, ceramics. So what you would do if it is, or woodwork or metalwork, if it is something that's 3D, you're going to take a picture and then you'll submit it up that way, post it, upload it, and then submit it to us this way. But in order to register, you'll go to the Byways section and fill out the Byways submission form, and then all your work should also be submitted electronically to the byways@ctcd.edu email. So you're also going to send it over. So you'll fill out the form and then you'll send over your artwork or your writing submissions, whatever it might be. And then we review it, and then our reception for the students who have been accepted, their submissions have been accepted into the journal, will be in April. So that's a big thing for our students at CTC. And like I said, a great way to start your publishing career. The last thing is a scholarship. We do have a scholarship. It's, I believe, a $600 scholarship for students at CTC that can maintain or have maintained or are maintaining a GPA of 3.0 and more and over, and have participated in some kind of library activity, such as the Byways. You've submitted something into Byways. So those are the sort of discrete, concrete criteria for applying for this scholarship. Do you want to add, Ash, to anything to this scholarship? Because I'm kind of new to that one. I'm not as familiar of how the flow goes on that, but is it in the spring?
You got it. I think so, yeah, in the spring.
Okay. So if you come into the library, we can give more information, but I believe applications are
until the end of February.
Oh, you know this. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so the library has their own scholarship, but there's way more scholarships. Mm-hmm. And so it's one application for all. So if anybody is truly interested in participating and getting money for the fall semester, please apply.
Okay.
It's one simple application, doesn't even have an essay. You're just answering a whole bunch of questions, and they will look to see if you qualify. We have the library one. I know they have a WOOF scholarship. There's one that helps you go from CTC all the way to Texas A&M down the road, and it's pays for everything up to your bachelor's. There's a lot of stuff. Depending on the program that you're in, they may be able to get you a specific scholarship. Like if you're in nursing or computer science or in building trades, depending on what program you're in, there's a lot of them. So everybody is highly encouraged to apply, regardless of whether or not you have a financial need, because some of them are based on financial need, some of them are not. So apply, apply.
Mm-hmm.
It's money they're willing to give out. Just go
Yeah,
for it.
it's free money.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like at our page, as Marceli is saying, we link you to the Central Texas College Foundation where you're applying. So now, like, thanks Marceli for that and kind of giving me the pathway for our students on the
So if
scholarship.
people don't realize this, Jordan has only been, well, how many months have you been with us?
2 now.
2. So the fact that she's been able to follow and do all of this already, she is doing an amazing job. I'm super proud of
You're
her.
too kind. You're too kind.
And so she's doing super great. But that's why sometimes she still has a few gaps. And so that's what we're here for, to help her out.
Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I'll get it. I'll get it in time.
And I usually say, how are we going to talk for an hour about all this stuff? And then when we get here, I'm like, I guess we needed more than an hour, because we actually we skipped over a few things.
I don't know if anybody else needs more than an hour, but I know
Yeah,
we love talking, but I'm not sure if anyone loves listening. But definitely I know that this will become more interesting or more pertinent when you actually have a paper to write. That's when the ears perk up and you're like, oh, databases, what do I need to do? But I know when you're just kind of sitting and sort of enjoying the college life and sipping your tea and coffee or whatever it might be and waking up and being like, oh yeah, I've got a reading to do today. None of this is even a thought in your brain. So
energy drinks. It's not coffee as much or tea. It's more energy drinks.
It's energy drinks.
Yeah.
So. Even on a chill day, an energy drink on a chill day? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. Anybody listening? We do have a few people listening over here. What is your drink of choice? I am curious because I have had more than one student come in and it's like, this is my energy drink. My third one for today, and I'm like, what are you doing to your body?
Yeah,
please don't do that anymore. But I am curious. I know. I see, Bree. I see you. I don't know what you drink. If you're still in coffee, that's good. I will take coffee over or tea over energy drink any day.
Coffee is an energy drink.
Yeah, but and tea and coffee have caffeine, but there's more. So. Yeah.
It's what's fueling the young generation now, and probably a lot of us older ones as well. Coffee's like the 1.0 of the energy drink 2.0 or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Anyway. All right. Well, if there's any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to find us, and we're always looking forward to helping you all. So we wish you a successful semester, and we hope to meet you this semester as well.
Yeah. Always remember, if you remember anything, we're here. We can help you. We'll do our best to help you.
So, thank you to our presenters. We do have a few people watching. I see you, Bree. And I want to say thank you for being here and listening in.
Thank you.
This is recorded, and we will be uploading it eventually to the YouTube page for Central Texas College. So that if you're like, oh, I remember them talking about this, I don't remember what it was, you can either contact them directly, or if it's 2:00 in the morning and Margaret, our librarian, is not up, then you can go back to the YouTube page and kind of refresh to know what's going on. But thank you to everybody, and we hope you had a great day and enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you around.
Thanks, Marceli.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.